Hello and welcome. If you're here, you're probably interested in unlocking the UFO for the Oregon Trail DLC. Maybe you're doing it just because you want the achievement, or you might be interested in speedrunning the game, hopefully. So let's talk about what's needed to actually unlock the UFO. The first step will be to complete an endless mode up to 10,000 miles. When you do so, you will unlock what is known as the Survivor skin. We'll then use that Survivor on our character to get all the way to Area 51 in a regular campaign mode. When we get to Area 51 with the Survivor, when we scavenge, we will encounter a unique boss battle, and when we down the UFO, we'll then be able to fly it in all of our campaigns. So let's go ahead and look at that. So the first thing to know is that when you do 10K endless, you don't necessarily have to do it all in one sitting. You just need to do it all in one save file. It's not like you can do 5,000 on this save file, 5,000 on that save file. You need to get to 10K all the way in one save game. All right, so let's go ahead and start that. We're going to choose endless mode, not campaign. We're going to choose endless. When you get here to the loadout screen, you may not have all these unlocked. You unlock these using the skulls. Those are basically the little mini achievements when you play the endless mode. But you will have number 1 open for you, and that's the one we're going to use because it's okay. It's not necessarily the best or the worst, but it's going to be enough to get you started. These modifiers here, they affect the score and they affect some things that happen in the game. You'll only probably have the top 2 unlocked when you start, but we're not going to worry about that. We're going to just push forward. And then here is the actual Survivor skin that you'll unlock once you get to 10,000. We're not going to use it. We're just going to use the basic ones. These are probably the 4 you have unlocked. So we'll go ahead and move on. All right, we get game started here. Okay. Let's talk about why you would even want to use the UFO. So if we look at the station wagon, that's probably the only car you have available to you. You can see it has no bonuses, and it's just 3 across the board here. 3 speed, 3 durability, 3 reliability. But if you look at the UFO has 5 stats all the way across. But you'll see that you cannot unlock any other achievements with it. So it's good to know that if you're going to do a campaign with the UFO, because it's the best vehicle, I guess the developers think it's cheating, you won't be able to do other achievements with it, but that's why we use it in the speed run. So we're going to go back to the station wagon because it's going to be the one you have when you first start out, and that's how we're going to do the 10K. Okay, so let's talk about what I look at here whenever I'm trying to choose between cities. There's a few things to think about. First one here, you can see that we have an option for one of the cities that's in a radiation zone, and the other one is not. So that's important. That's probably the first thing I'm going to consider. And I don't just have to consider, I'm going to have to travel 300 miles in radiation, but when I get to that town, there's not necessarily going to be an option to immediately get back out. So I'm going to be traveling at least 300 miles and maybe more. There's a possibility that when I get to that next town, it may be 2 radiation choices, and I may have to travel there again. So if you do choose that, know ahead of time whether or not you have the supplies, the health, and everything to get there. The other thing I'm going to look at is the upgrades. So you see here, this is Medkit Scavenger. Here we have faster reload. This tells you a couple things. It tells you what you're going to be able to buy there at that city, but it also tells you what type of town is there. So Medkit Scavenger and faster reload are both options from combat dealers. But if this has a car upgrade listed, then you'll know there's actually an auto shop there. So maybe you want to spend some money and use the auto fix, the auto repair, instead of playing the mini game and using scrap. If you want to use some money to repair your car, you'll know that when you get there, there will be an auto shop if you see an auto upgrade there. Okay. And the last thing I'm going to consider is just how far it is. Do I have the supplies to get there? I generally will try to use the longer version, or the longer city, the one further away. But if you don't have a lot of supplies, you may intentionally choose the shorter one to try to get to the next city and maybe limp along. Okay. So let's go ahead and hop in. I'm going to choose this city, and we'll take a look at some other things. So the first thing I do is it's basically the same thing we do in the speed run, and that's kill all 4 party members. Why do that? Well, number one, you may think, hey, I've got 4 party members. That's going to help me go further. They're going to help me in the game. But actually, the 4 party members end up just being 4 mouths to feed. They're going to use your resources. And in endless mode, we really need to stretch our resources to get to that 10,000 mile marker. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So we're going to hit stop here and start moving. And that basically brings us, it's like we're pulling off on the side of the road here. So we're going to be presented with this screen. We're going to make sure we're on the party screen, and we're going to hit kill. And then we're presented with our 4 party members here. We can choose one, and just like in the scab screen, we can drag to shoot and kill our party members. Okay. Now you can see that guy's dead. These we don't do all 4 of them. You know how to do it now, so we'll keep pushing on. But there is another benefit to killing all 4 party members. Usually when you go to rest, the rest will heal your 4 party members, but it won't heal you. However, if all 4 party members are gone already, then you will heal instead. And so if I went to rest here, rather than heal the party members, if they were all gone, it would heal me. That is crucial, in my opinion, for completing the endless 10K challenge, because medkits, we're going to start with 5 in the basic loadout, and once they're gone, that's all you're going to have. You don't really want to spend valuable money on medkits trying to keep yourself alive, and why would you if you can just pull on the side of the road and heal for free? So that's what we do. That's what I do, at least. So abusing this heal glitch, I don't know if this is intended by the developers. I read it may not have been intended, but we're going to use it to complete the challenge. So let's talk about when we looked at the upgrades, the possible upgrades at each next town. Let's talk about the upgrades I like. So let's look at the car first. So there's a couple different positions here on the car we can upgrade. On the front, I like the never break battery. Just like it sounds, it never breaks down. So once we get that never break battery, we don't have to worry about keeping any spare batteries in supply. We could actually just have 0 there, and we'll never get a event that breaks the battery. For the miscellaneous, my favorite one there is the yard sign, or the yard sale sign. Basically what that does is it gives you more frequent trades, and I think it may even give you better trades. Once you get to about 7,000 miles, you're going to be doing a lot of playing in the trade window, and so having that available to you will just make things easier, faster, smoother for you, so you're not having to sit there and wait so long and basically burn through food. For the top, I've never actually used this one, but when I looked through the list of them, I think chainsaw windows is probably going to be the best. Chainsaw windows allows you to get through the horde, where you have to basically fight your way through the horde. That makes that an auto win with chainsaw windows, so that would probably be the best one there. On the back, I think hands down the best one is tool chest. You might look at the list and say, well, what about the never break muffler? Yes, that would be nice, but scrap gets so hard to procure later in the game that tool chest gives you more repair for your scrap, so it lets you stretch that scrap a little bit further. Keep your car going a little bit further. So in my opinion, tool chest is the best one to choose there. If you have the muffler and you haven't had an opportunity to get the tool chest yet, I mean, go ahead and take it. But I think ultimately tool chest is the best one there. For bottom, I think the never break tires are the best option there, just like with the battery and the muffler. Never break tires, basically you never get those events that are going to take away your tires, so you can also trade your tires away for other things if you do come across them. Now, as far as the combat training, the one that I have been told, I've not done this in my runs, but I've been told that the money scavenger trait is a really good one to take. Basically, I think the description says that you get money more frequently than anything else in the scavenger windows, and the obvious answer there is that money can be traded for any of the other things, right? Either in the trade window or when you arrive to a town and you check out the buy sell window. We're not at a town, so I don't have that option here, but under the town tab, you have a buy and a sell, and having money is just basically, it gives you the ability to buy anything the town has to offer, so that obviously helps. As far as other strategies, like I said before, just farm as much as you can. You're going to spend a lot of time scavenging. You're going to spend a lot of time in this trade window. When you arrive at a town, just make sure you've got sufficient food, and just basically do this as much as you can, especially once you get past 5,000, past 7,000. You're going to want to do these two things a lot. You're going to find that you have to basically secure that 10,000 mile marker. Let's look at one other thing here. So I'm going to go back to the road. If you're curious, like, okay, well, how far have I gone? Have I gone 1,000 miles or 10,000 miles? I don't know. If you come here to the stats window, you'll actually see miles traveled. And right now we've only gone 45 miles. So you can come check the stats window to see how far you are along the way and kind of let you know. All right, we're going to go ahead and hop out here. Oops. Hop back to the main menu. And when we come up to this play menu here, you're going to see our first save slot. It also tells us how many miles are there. So, when you actually have completed this, you should see this say 10,000 miles. And you'll see the unlocks as well, likely. But even if you don't, if you miss them, it will say 10,000 here. So once we've completed 10,000 miles, I wish I could do it for you. I can't. It may take a couple tries. You'll have to practice at it, learn the mechanics of the game, but you can do it. It's very possible. Once you've done that and you have the survivor skin, then we're going to go to a new campaign mode, regular campaign. We'll do easy just because we want to make it the easiest for ourselves. And we're going to choose the survivor this time. So it doesn't matter which of the alternates you use, but we're going to choose survivor and make sure you start your campaign with that. We had thought initially that you could be probably any of the characters, but when doing with the basic characters, we could not get the UFO boss to load. Doing it with the survivor seemed to work every time. So let's choose the survivor. We're going to go ahead and get a character loaded. Again, I'm probably only going to have the station wagon, so we're going to choose the station wagon. Now let's talk about what loadout you're going to use. So this is the loadout that I use. You do not have to do this for your run. It's just a loadout that I found works really well for me. This is sort of like the basic loadout in the endless mode that we chose. It has a little bit of everything. It'll get you started. And remember that in easy mode, the game's very forgiving. It's going to give you a lot of things. A lot of times you'll run out of something, say like tires. You'll go to the trade screen and you'll see you already have a tire trade available for you. So the game on easy is very forgiving. It'll give you a lot of stuff. So as long as you understand the mechanics of the game, you're probably not going to have any issues getting to Area 51. So hopefully you've had time to write this down, capture this. We'll go ahead and move on. Okay, so let's talk about the map. How do we get to Area 51? So if we look on the map here, Area 51 is right here. It actually when you look at this map, it'll look like it's outside of the radiation zone, but whenever you go to choose it, you'll see it's actually inside of the radiation zone. Las Vegas is right about here. It's just north of Phoenix. And so you'll have to come across to Chicago. All routes lead through Chicago. The best, probably easiest route to go is down to Dallas, down here, over to Phoenix, up to Las Vegas, and then into Area 51. Now, this isn't available in the game, but I do have an actual map that has everything showing on it. So here it is here. So I can't put my cursor over this one, so you have to just follow along. But if you look at start at Washington, D.C., we'll go west over to Chicago, and then probably southwest down to Dallas. Once we get to Dallas, we'll go almost due west over to Phoenix. And then we'll start heading up through Amusement Park to Las Vegas and then Area 51. Like I said, Area 51 looks like it's outside, but it actually is inside. So Area 51 is our target. We want to get there. I'm not going to do a whole playthrough to show you. You know how to get there. You've played the game before likely, so just navigate to Area 51. But I will show you what happens when we get there, because there is a boss battle there. And so let's take a look and see what that looks like. I'm going to show you another streamer who gave me some footage to show you what it looks like when you get to Area 51. So here that is.
So be it. Combat trainer, faster reload thing. Fuck. Now I can go on a scavenge and use my faster reload. Okay, well we got UFOs. Oh, I got hit.
Okay, so I'm going to pause it here. I do want you to notice that Latalis did actually die here on the first couple of tries. So if you do die the first time you get in there, it's okay. That UFO, the three UFOs, they're moving around very fast. They're not like the other enemies that you've encountered on that screen. So normally the zombies are magnetized to your character. They're coming right for you. The UFOs, they dance around, they move around, and they do have weapons. So they're firing those beams. And if you run into those beams, they will hurt you. So just like the others, it's more or less one hit knocks you out of that screen, and you have to go back. Make sure you're watching your health between runs. Of course, when you click the scavenger window, it will give you an update or give you a little dialogue there that says, hey, your health is critical. Do you really want to go into the scavenger window? Just click no, go back, use the free rest option for having no party members, and rest up, and then come back into the screen. So let's keep going.
Don't get hit by the tractor beam. Noted. Oh, come on! alien fucks. Okay. I knocked one down. I got the UFO. Let's go. Okay, we're done.
And there you go. You can see Latalis was finally able to get the UFO unlocked there. It came down from the top of the screen, letting her know that she had got it. And you don't actually even have to finish the map at that point. You don't have to get to Safe Haven. You've unlocked it. You can immediately leave. And if you just want to restart the campaign with the UFO at that point, then you can do so. All right. Well, that's going to wrap it up for us. Let me know if I have missed anything or something's not clear. And we'll see you in the next one.